Hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out this video. I'm Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. If you watch very many of my videos at all, you know that one of the things I talk about a lot is this idea of being able to feel and express emotion when you read a script. It's absolutely critical in winning voiceover jobs, especially the further up the proverbial VO ladder you go, higher pay jobs, bigger jobs. This becomes even more important. I've talked about it a lot, but I want to talk about the same topic, but I want to frame it a little differently. For those who may have a hard time processing the idea of feeling something and expressing feeling. And I want you to reframe that and think of it as energy. And here is a universal truth. People respond to energy. We all give off energy and we respond to energy. We react to it. And so that's what voiceover is. It's being able to react and respond authentically within the context of a script. So here's the first mistake people make. Number one, they try to imitate somebody else's energy. And usually that's translated as sound. So it's not even really energy. It's like, okay, so, I want to sound like somebody says they want a movie trailer sound. So I'm going to try to sound like Don LaFontaine. Well, that's not going to work because, you're not him. He had his energy and he was so great at what he did. But you have to learn to be great at what you do, and it has to be authentic. So trying to imitate somebody else, and that might be a way to start, but eventually we really have to own who we are and learn to express that. But that's the first big mistake, trying to just rely on imitating somebody else. The second is this. Again, real energy is expressed as a reaction or response. So we do it within the context of something. We do it, on a day-to-day basis from minute to minute, depending on who we're talking to and the scenario and what's going on. The person we're interacting with, they have a certain energy. We, based on them plus what's going on around us, we have our own energy that we respond with. Context. I've talked about context before, but it's so hard to go from if you're in a real life situation, you're going to respond authentically, but you put you behind a microphone, or I go behind a microphone, it's a whole different scenario. That's hard for anybody. It's a challenge. And so that's why you have to get used to this idea of context and thinking, okay, what's going on? Based on the script, who am I? Who am I talking to? And, what am I dealing with? And what kind of energy would I express in this scenario? And oftentimes the things that we're dealing with, let's say, for instance, it's a commercial for a restaurant. We haven't eaten there. Or it's a commercial for a car. Maybe we don't even like this kind of car. But we have common experiences that maybe we haven't eaten at that restaurant, but I have eaten at restaurants that I've loved. I may not like this certain car, but I certainly have cars that I have driven that I absolutely loved. So we have to play the game of mentally putting ourselves within the context so that we can feel, yes, and then express that energy that we would if we were actually in that scenario. Now, for some people, this may sound like splitting hairs, but again, I want to reframe this I want as many people as possible to understand this concept, because until you can internalize this and begin to express it and practice it on a regular basis, it's going to be hard and difficult to win, especially larger and bigger paying auditions. Again, the further up the ladder you go, the more this becomes important. You might get by with some jobs early on, especially at the lower pay end, with just the sound of your voice. But it's not going to carry you probably to where you want to go. Again, if you want to make a substantial income and a really solid long-term career out of voiceover. So if the feeling and emotion thing kind of throws you off, think energy. Start to observe the energy of other people and observe your own energy and how it's expressed within the different contexts, and begin to integrate that into the scripts that you work with. And as you do, I think you'll see as my students do, as I work with them, they find that their win rate, their success rate of getting auditions, starts to go up and up and up. And that's what I want for you as well. So thanks for checking out the video. I do have an announcement. At the end of this week, I am going to be announcing and introducing and starting, we're going to do it toward the end of this week, my holiday voiceover sale. As I think about it, I don't think I've ever done a holiday sale. I've done Black Friday sales for years, but I don't think I've ever done a holiday sale. but I've got a special holiday sale I've put together with some material involved that's I've never released to the public before. And so that's coming up. So stay tuned. Be listening for that. More details coming soon. Again, thanks. I hope you'll like, you'll share, you'll subscribe, and we'll talk soon.